Absolute value equations. So the definition of absolute value is the distance it is from 0 on a number line. Or another way of looking at it is it's going to be the positive distance away and the negative distance away. So we're going to essentially have to solve each of these problems twice. So we'll go ahead and let's get started. First one I'm going to do is the easiest one, which is to just go ahead and assume that it is a positive answer. So the absolute value of this, we'll assume really does give us 11, and we're going to go ahead and solve it. So, just a regular algebra problem. And we end up with -9. Now we're going to put the word or, and now we're going to work the problem all over again, only this time we'll assume that -2x minus 7 is negative and that it still equals a positive 11. So I'm going to distribute my negative sign. So let's do that in a color that shows up. I'm going to multiply and multiply. So now I have 2x plus 7 equals 11. And again, I'm going to solve like a regular two-step equation. I have 2x, 11 take away 7 is 4. We divide both sides by 2, and I end up with x is 2. And so my two solutions are here. So when solving the absolute value of -2x minus 7 equals 11, I get a solution of -9, and I get a solution of 2. Okay, so on the second problem, you notice that the absolute value is not isolated. There is a 3 out front that needs to be taken care of. So before I can get started, I'm going to have to take care of that 3. So let's divide both sides by 3. These will cancel out, and I'll be left with 6 minus 4x equals 18. Now this is the positive solution, absolute value of this when this side is positive. So we're going to go ahead and just solve it. So even though my constant's in the front, I still know that that negative sign goes with the 4. So I'm going to leave it there. And then we're going to divide by -4. We end up with an answer is -3. Now we're going to do that problem all over again. First, let me write it. 6 minus 4x equals 18. We're going to put it in parentheses, and we're going to make the whole side negative. Because remember, positive answer, negative answer. So now let's go ahead and distribute that negative sign. So a negative times a positive 6 is -6. A negative times a negative is a positive 4x. And now we can solve it. So this time I'll add 6. Divide by your 4. We get an answer of x equals 6. So solution 1, -3 when it is a positive answer, and when the absolute value is negative, we get an x equals 6. Okay, so let's look at this last problem. Again, it's very similar to the ones that you were doing. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this so you can see it. This is the part that needs to get by itself. You see it? So we're going to move the 2 and the -20. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to draw my line down from the equal. We always take care of the adding or subtracting first. So now I have 2 absolute value of 6x minus 3. And that equals 78. Now we'll divide both sides by that 2. And we now have 39 equals the absolute value of 6x minus 3. Now we will solve it with a positive solution. So I'm going to just rewrite it so it's easier to do without the absolute value symbols. We can add 3 to both sides. We get x equals 7. Now we're going to do the same problem all over again, only we are going to take, now, maybe this is where I need to stop for just a minute. This is the problem that we have when we simplify to get the absolute value by itself. This is the step that we start at when we do the negative answer. So we did that with the pink when we were doing a positive answer. So when we do it down below, that one that I have circled is the one that we're going to use. So we start with 39. We find the negative of 6x minus 3. So then I can distribute my negative sign. So that would make that negative 6x. Add 3. Then you solve your subtract there. 36. Divide both sides by 6. And your final answer then is negative 6.